I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome everybody for another Valoris Tantibus Ravenshade. Session 14. As above, so below. When last we left our party, they were mid-making a deal. It appeared to be the goddess Lolth. They have met a strange drow companion, trying to make it to any sort of civilization where they could save their dearest friend Shizuka from this affliction she's suffering. They made a pact with a great old spider. Let's see how this turns out. All right, so you guys made a deal, and we need to talk about the terms of this deal, something that everybody agreed to. So let's eye that D6 die there, and let's give her a toss. For this is the amount of hit points you guys are going to lose off the top. It will lower your max HP by this value.
One for all of us, or one for each of us?
Not one for all. Everybody can roll their own die.
Come on, bad damn.
I guess I probably shouldn't have put it in the tower, but
That's okay. I can tell you what it is.
the suspense will
It was
go.
a big fat 6.
Oh, fuck.
So we're all rolling a d6?
That is correct. Keep in mind this. Oh wow, you guys are rolling on fire. DM likes this.
Shit.
You're writing these down, right?
Who, me?
Yeah,
I will just take a picture.
that works too.
For it's worth 1,000 words. Still need Shizuka. Looks like Muranaka will be joining us shortly.
So, like, I'm kind of out of it.
I've been there.
Yes, I was only teasing Shizuka. You will not have to pay this price. The others are
Yeah, 'cause
paying
I'm
it
kind
for
of
you.
dead.
Muranaka, you
Hold
had
on.
missed the first little bit. So the deal that you guys had made with Lolth is going to cost you a
Whoa, wait,
D6.
what? I was just rolling d6s because everyone else was.
So
Your max hit points is reduced by 3 because of the deal we made last week.
that is correct. This
Oh.
is only temporary, unless the god changes her mind.
That would be very
And I will do this. And I will pin this. Boop. And I will make a notation. All right, done and done. You guys wish to step forward through the portal? It's not a
I mainly
choice.
paid for it.
It's not
Yeah.
even a choice at this point. The gravity is just starting to suck you all in. Light becomes scarce. Darkness, cold. You find yourself in a dark room. Outside, you hear almost the sound, the beginnings of a thunderstorm. Very curious for being underground.
I don't think we're underground anymore.
As you guys look abound the room, you see a broken down, battered stone building. Scarcely any light. You do see a couple sconces on the wall. Nothing is showing save for a few small reflections, some casts of light, some bolts of lightning out these broken glassless windows. You see pillars, bits of what appeared to be art at some time. Golden frames, silver frames. The art's been torn, lost to time. Vases at one point, some other set pieces seem to be broken and long forgotten. There is not much light here. Scarcely enough light for those even with dark vision. What would you like to do?
I don't think we're in Tantibus anymore.
My fucking god.
Oh, that's fucking perfect.
I don't think we're really much of anywhere anymore.
So, does the area look familiar? Does it look like the same place that we were before? But
So
right, there's no light, so we can't see.
it's very dark.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation to make a small light.
Okay.
Or Thaumaturgy, my bad.
There you go.
Thaumaturgy
Okay.
to make a
I knew
small
what I knew what you meant, but I was like, okay, prestidigitation. Your finger clicks and then it goes away. Anyways, you create a small light, and immediately you can see some large objects, maybe 30 foot from you. They appear to be maybe 3-4 foot wide, as tall as a man at least, maybe a bit taller, 7 foot or so. They're just these large, imposing shapes.
Shapes. I don't trust the shapes.
Are they like cubes, or are they like round, or?
You never trust anything, Hal.
They're oddly cylindrical shaped, large tubes standing vertically.
And that mistrust has kept me alive for quite a while. Where are we going?
I approached one of the
Yeah,
shapes.
even with okay. So I'm gonna share a
Better
fun
inspect it.
little map before you can reach said shapes. This is going to be visual, and obviously we're going to use some theater of the mind as well. Map incoming. Give me 1 second for this. Should be here. Let's see, Boris, as you approach, standing as you're approaching from the southern side, okay? As you are approaching, you can see bits and chunks and pieces scattered about the floor in front of you. To the left, you see a piece that seems to be fairly intact, though it is turned on its side, kind of propped up on other pieces of debris. As you get the light closer, you can tell that it is a very royal blue color. It seems to be vaguely in the shape. What was that game the nobles were playing? Chess, you believe. It looks like a... What was the term? Vicar? Bishop.
I'm going to. So that's this. I just remember that I can't ping. So I'm southern side of. It's the one that's kind of in the center, south.
It is not on the board. It's just something that you see.
Oh, okay.
It's like off to the side.
That is correct. It is to the south of the board. It is not on the board at all.
I'm going to take a look to see what is in that southern
Perception.
southern corner. Perception check, abilities. Nice.
I placed you upon the board. I'm going to place
Thank you.
everybody upon the board, though you may or may not be on it.
I'm gonna be looking around the edges for like inscriptions of some kind.
Perfect. You may also make me a perception.
Okie doke. I'm gonna perceptify in the dice tower.
Okay, I've added everybody. Hal, as you're kind of moving around, checking the other pieces, you can see Boris with his light trying to see exactly what is going on. Boris, below you on the floor, these chunks, they seem to be part of other pieces, though they're just completely destroyed, scattered amongst the floor. You see greens and reds and blues, you know, a half dozen or a dozen so different colors. Hal, as you're moving along investigating, you don't see any writing, but you swear that blue piece, it doesn't have eyes, but you get the strange impression that it is almost turning or watching you as you move about the edge of the board.
It doesn't look like it's acting on anything.
It seems to be.
It doesn't look like it's just watching.
You get that impression that it's just focusing its attention on you, but it's an inanimate object.
That's not ideal. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it and maybe go up and examine it a little bit.
Okay. Your newfound, I guess, drow bard friend kind of moves up, starts to look at these. Oh, what exquisite craftsmanship.
Any of this look familiar to you? I ask him.
He holds, he produces essentially a torch and lights it up here next to these two pieces. The first face, you can see kind of carved into this figure. The figure itself looks like, what was that piece? The ruling female, the matriarch, the queen. But carved in like a face, there's a partial bust, and you can see what appears to be a very beautiful, though kind of a light stone-skinned woman with elf-like features and eyes basically without pupils is the best way. Just kind of these dark, endless orbs. He moves the torch over to the one on the right. And you see this. A bust. Thunder and lightning crack directly outside. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, this is odd.
Torm turns. What do you mean by odd? Though, I can't imagine why our queen is down here. She has been ruling for quite some time, though.
Can I further examine this bishop?
You absolutely can. As you approach the bishop, what are you trying to glean? Just like visually, or?
I'm just gonna like visually inspect it, approach it, see if it responds to any like proximity kind of thing. See if there's any markings on it.
Perfect. As you approach this piece, you must save my queen. You must see her to safety.
What color is the queen that he's standing next to?
The bust is a very light colored stone. The figure itself is a royal blue. It matches. So the one
Queen,
that
okay.
yeah, this one matches
the one
the bishop that is talking to you. That is correct.
I think it's a puzzle.
I think we
of
found a
some
puzzle,
kind.
boys.
It's a chess puzzle.
I know how to play chess.
Can we take a just glance around and see what all the other pieces are and what color they are?
Absolutely. So, I'm going to try to figure out the best way to mark these. You've got green. I'm going to have to write in the whites just so it's yellow.
We must save the queen.
You must see her to safety. Red. Purple. This one is... This one's light blue.
Yellow. Red, orange, yellow, green.
And obviously the queen is blue. Things that you will immediately notice. I imagine at this point people are probably going to start adding more light sources so you can kind of see the board. For there are sconces all around. Obvious things that you will notice. All of the pieces have that queen-like shape. All of them have busts carved into them. 3 of them are unique.
So those look familiar.
Indeed.
Can we glean what the teams are? So, like, who's on which side? Who is fighting on behalf of the queen?
They are all different colors.
All different colors.
That is correct.
It sounded kind of like all of them are against her.
If you could glean teams, then yes, that is exactly what you would see.
But they're not necessarily supporting each other, so maybe they're also against each other.
That's a possibility as well. So they're either all out for their own or they're all against the queen. The only clue that you have so far is it's blue. There is a blue piece, and let's see. Torn has said that this is the queen of his city. And
okay,
you must save my queen. You must see her to safety.
Which means we have to take out all of the other pieces. Is there any indication of who goes first and if we can move all of the pieces?
Okay. So, as you guys kind of get a little more handsy, more hands-on, as you touch these pieces, they are wide. They are incredibly heavy. None of them will budge, save for the queen, who seems to glide with great ease.
Okay.
At this point, I would need everybody to pick a square on the board. Or if you are not on the board, not participating, you need to move yourself to a gray square off of it, if you can. I can do this, actually, to help facilitate that. I'm going to put it on the north side, though.
Pick a square. Okay, so...
North side, off the board, designates you are off the board.
Can we glean anything about how the other pieces might move?
It appears
like what type of piece they are?
They all look like queens.
Okay.
They're all the queen. They just have different busts. They have different colors. They do not move, save for one piece, which glides with great ease.
Okay. Quick scan tells me that... Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think if we move the queen through where Torn is and take purple...
I
think that... Let me check. I think that's a safe square.
It is.
On the next turn.
Checking.
Okay, so going from the bottom, Indigo cannot get there in one round. Red cannot get there in one round. Orange cannot get there in one round. Yellow can't get there in one round. Light blue can't get there in one round. Green can't. Okay, so if queen takes purple, that's a safe square. But then they all get to move, which would be queen to
The next threat is likely
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Queen to A, B, C, D, E, F. Queen to G5, I believe, would be the call out if we're going north as A1. Oh. That might not be good.
What? Where I'm placed?
We're on the board.
So you are now pieces. If you move,
That's...
Oh, we followed right into his trap. Fuck.
and
I hope
unfortunately,
that's not the case. But,
here's the thing: it's I would just assume that to be the case because it's Atherin so.
okay, so I am
Also,
going
I'm kind
to...
of dead, so I can't really help.
I'm going to... yeah, we would probably put Shizuka at the north before we do this.
Which is fine. Shizuka, as a
Shizuka.
player, please do, involve yourself.
I'm going to move over to the queen, and I'm going to move her and push her into this square. And I will move with. So you said she glides pretty easily, right?
She does. She does indeed.
So wait, where am I on the square?
You're off the board.
On the north.
So you top northeast corner, northwest
West.
corner.
So, assuming this is like a chess game.
You're not actually on the board though.
Yeah, but who is what piece? Obviously, we have a queen.
So we might be overthinking this. We might just be here to facilitate movement.
I mean, what's stopping you from just breaking a statue?
That could be. You move the piece.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's stopping you from just breaking a nearby statue that's...
Oh my god, let him finish talking.
You move a piece. The queen looks in 8 different directions. So let's do a count here. Muranaka. I see 1 to the north, 1 to the east, 1 to the southeast. Is that correct?
Yes.
For what?
That seems correct.
All right. So, do you have any sort of elemental damages that we need to worry about?
You mean like resistances?
That is correct.
I do not think so.
Okay. The queens emit various green acid, orange. It's going to be kind of a fire-based. These beams immediately launch out, strike you for 12 points of damage. Boris, I show 1 to the south, 1 to the northeast. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you have any elemental resistances?
Not elemental. I'm guessing my Perlepta sobriety is not going to help me.
I don't believe so. You will take 4 points of damage.
If it's not poisoning, it's not going to help me. Okay.
Let's see here. We've got...
I immediately regret my decision to help in this.
let's see. Torn is going to take 2. Oh, nice. 12 points of damage there. Let's see, we've got... Makoto,
Yeah?
you don't have any statues looking at you. You take no damage.
I made very sure of my location.
All right.
Smart.
Can we get on top of Makoto's shoulders, just like everyone?
Indeed. Bear with me just a second here as we shift a few things around.
Did it destroy the piece?
It did destroy the piece. However, the queen teleports back to the location.
Okay.
The Dukar has been removed from the board.
Interesting.
The bishop to the south says, "You must save my queen. You must see her to safety."
Okay, so where's the next safe square? Is
Next safe is
so Atherin, I'm gonna let you know I am in line with the northmost one.
Oh, yes, sorry. So you were going to take a d6 points of damage.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was saving you
no
for
problem.
last because of the queen. 5 points.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
Thank you for letting me
fine.
beat you up.
All good.
I would like
So I
to
believe
move.
Queen to light blue. Hal, take a step to the right.
Wait. Tokens are now unlocked.
Okay. So if we do queen to light blue, I can take a step to the right.
I'm gonna take a step down to get me out of the. So I'm only taking one.
Okay.
Well, there's 3. No, so
Thorn.
I'm only taking 1 there as well.
So
So
light blue is safe.
No, you're only taking. You're taking 0 there.
I'd be taking 1 because diagonal from orange.
That's left.
Oh, to the right. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Plus, somebody has to move the piece.
Somebody can be. Oh yeah, somebody has to move the piece.
can
You know
move
what?
the piece.
I can take the damage. I have a decent amount of hit points. Oh, that would have come off temp hit points. Nice. So yeah, I have another hit worth of temp hit points at least, if not 2. So I can move the piece.
All right. So who is hurting the most? Actually,
Let's
me.
see. You
Looks
can
a bit-
pop open the combat tracker and
I'd like to get out of this square that I'm in.
Boris, how do you have -6 temp HP?
You can move currently, Muranaka.
I marked
Okay.
that to remind myself that I technically don't have 66.
We are going to be reduced max for a while.
yes.
Okay. Oh, just,
That's why I took the snapshot. And
okay.
also,
Cool,
I just
cool.
saw Miles max 69 hit points. Giggity. Okay.
So would green be safe if we took green instead?
That would.
I'm trying to think
also-
of what would free up the most spaces to not take damage, but I don't think that would do it.
Green would also be safe. Yes.
Okay, I will move the queen because I have 10 hit points still. So I'll do that.
Stand to the left of her.
Okay, so stand here and move in to the square if we're pushing her into light blue.
I was gonna say into green, but
Yeah, I'd still be taking 1.
you'd be taking one either.
Yeah, it's one either.
Taking one either way.
Light blue or green.
Do you want to take acid damage or do you want to take ice damage?
I mean, it's the same. I don't
Who
have
knows?
any
Maybe I'll block
resistances.
damage. It'll be fine. Let's find out.
Let's see. Okay, so everybody in as safe a position as they can be. We would direct Torn to a location where he's not taking damage, which she's taking 1 currently. If I move her right now,
If he moves down 1, he'll be fine.
Yeah, that.
No, he'll
Oh,
still take 1 from Indigo. Move him down 1 more.
No,
Yeah.
because.
no, because that's 1 from orange.
Yeah.
Where
Um,
Torm is? Where's he taking the damage from? From the square over?
There. That's actually because that's.
He'll take green.
He'll take green.
Well, you'll take green.
Did the beams seem to go through people, or do they stop when they hit
I
somebody?
don't think that anybody was in the way,
we
so
haven't-
you're not sure.
With
All right,
Torn,
let's test
okay.
it. Let's find out.
No, guys. If Torn's gotta be there, take the green piece. Hal is going to be taking the same hit either way, regardless of whether he.
That's true.
And we'll still be finding out because Boris will take the hit instead of me if it doesn't go through someone.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna drag her to here.
Okay.
I believe
I think you
Thor
guys
actually didn't get hit by any.
have it figured out. And let's see. Torm is good. Muranaka is good. Tanaka is good. Shizuka takes 24d10. That just leaves...
Wow, murdering me already, huh?
No, I'm just messing. That just leaves Boris and Hal. The indigo piece lights up. Lightning arches. Hits the Aarakocra. Chains into Hal.
Okay, so it does pass through. Good to know.
For only 2 points of damage to both of you.
Each?
Yes.
Okay, that's not bad. I can still take another hit on my temp HP, and I assume she teleports back.
The queen indeed does. Let's do a couple
Okay.
things here.
All right, Boris, move to where the green piece was. Yep.
Oh, once tokens are unlocked.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
And then Hal, take light blue.
Yeah. Everybody's safe?
Yes,
Yes,
everyone is
okay.
safe.
I push and take light blue.
Okay. So I think everybody's clear. Is that correct? Okay.
I believe so.
We're Gucci.
I will move. The queen is now safe if she teleports back.
Yes, she will instantly teleport back.
Okay. She is
And
theoretically
now the conundrum happens.
It is
Yeah.
obvious what must be done.
Can we try and move her in an angle between? Can we just cheat? I'm going to guess not.
Does she
So-
seem to only slide in the direction that a queen in chess would be able to move?
The answer is no, she will freely slide.
In any direction?
That is correct. Whenever you capture a piece, she immediately teleports back to her location.
He's asking if instead of sliding at 45 degrees, she'll go at 30 and 60.
Like, just move like this.
You do not have to move her as per a queen. You can slide her anywhere. It seems
They only attack as per chess pieces.
that is correct. It seems as though when you capture a piece, like when you play the game, when you take your hand off the piece, it becomes a live move. Everything happens at
Okay.
once.
So I kind of want to save the last one with a fancy face for last. Everybody cool with that?
Well, at this, well,
Sure.
Is there any move that's not safe? Okay, so I can't take indigo or orange. They're in the same lot. No, they're not in the same.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Every move is safe.
Yeah. So any take
aside from
is
where
safe.
aside from where you land.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure you land. in the
Yeah.
So watch how you're gliding the queen.
Okay. Then.
In fact, I'll do it. I'll do
yeah.
it.
No, I got it. I still have temp HP,
Okay.
so I'm good.
Well, I was gonna move in a way where no one takes
The
damage.
white space above. Everybody stay put. I'm going to following. So just I'm going to be north of the queen on this. I'm going to move her down to indigo.
Okay.
And that's a safe spot for me.
Yes, and I'm just kind of eyeing everything. I don't show that anybody is going to take any hits. All right.
I'll move the queen back.
Oop.
Red is safe as long as I'm not next to it. As long as I'm not next to her.
As long as you're not to the left. If you move her
We're
from the south, you'll be fine.
above. I'm gonna move her and be here. and that's a safe move for me.
Okay. I think that's... Yeah, you guys are at the point where removing these pieces is not precariously hard. I think you're down to 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna move her and be not south. I'm going to be... That's safe for me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move her and be there. And take my hand off.
Okay. You guys are doing good.
I'll move her back. And then lastly, I'm going to move her here and be south of her.
All right. Thus far, you have claimed 7 pieces. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Does anybody know the order in which they were claimed? The colors?
Purple.
Ah, crap.
Green. Hold on. Purple, green, light blue, indigo, red, orange, yellow. In that order.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right. You slide the queen into the final position. The flames of the wall sconces flare up for just a moment. The last last piece disappears. Where is Dude Bro? The queen hovers there for just a second, just gliding slightly above the board. From the bottom of the chessboard, you can hear, "You must save my queen. You must see her to safety," as the queen slides off the board. From the south, you hear a magical tone. The rook piece rolls over with almost like a satisfied groan, and it appears to be something underneath him.
That was a cool puzzle.
Mm-hmm. As you guys kind of look
I
back,
think that was the fastest we figured out one of these puzzles.
hey, you guys did exceptionally well. Good job.
Good
Not
chess.
only did you solve the puzzle, you solved it in the most appropriate manner, thus finding a little bit of loot as well. It seems to be resting underneath.
Where the growling thing is?
Where
Underneath the blue bishop was. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Let's check that out. See what it is.
It appears to be a small chest. It is made of, well, it kind of looks like wood, but it looks spongy. It has this metal sort of bandings across it, and you see a hole for a lock. It's roughly maybe 2 foot by 2 foot, maybe 1.5 feet tall.
So it's got a lock, but we don't appear to have key.
Interesting conundrum. That.
You know what? I'm just gonna try and open it.
Okay. You can tell it is definitely locked as it turns into a giant... No, I'm kidding. It is locked.
I knew you weren't gonna do me dirty on that one.
The fucking it's the Determinator chest from
You just say
It came all the way from Drakenfall.
Terminate. All right, so for a little bit of context here, in an old campaign, there was a mimic that was so determined on killing the party, it chased them around the entire dungeon. and
Nice.
then some. And it was a kind of a running gag. Whenever they found the chest, it would be the determined. I don't know if you've came up with that before, but Boris, take a point of inspiration because it is freaking clever.
Yay.
Oh, I need to design a monster, the Determinator. Oh my god. It is locked. Does anybody have thief tools?
Probably Torm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have some out of character knowledge of this.
Right. So Torm eyes it with suspicion. What do we have here?
Box. It's locked.
Let's see. He
Some might call it a lockbox.
reaches into his sleeve, pulls out a couple cards, tucks them away in an inner pocket on the vest, reaches into his other sleeve and pulls out a pair of lockpicks and goes to work. Very interesting. Let's do a bit of fun. Let's do some round robin stuff here. We'll get everybody involved. We're going to go left to right from the party list. Boris,
Oh.
let's discover what is inside this chest. Roll me a d20. That's 7 dough. Okay. Muranaka. Roll me a d. All right.
You wanted a D20, right?
Yeah, d20. Okay, so
I'm sorry, guys.
it's okay. Maybe
boxes. Damn.
maybe one is the best that you can roll. Shizuka,
Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
can you roll me a percentile? Okay, not bad, not bad.
What do
How?
you mean not bad?
D20. You guys have no idea.
Again, I'm kind of half dead. So it's like I probably wouldn't have any idea from the get-go.
Yeah, just because you're dead doesn't mean that you can't participate. How can you give me a D20?
I can give you a D20.
Okay.
Ooh.
Muranaka. Let's see what that last percentage is.
Did you say Muranaka?
I'm sorry. The other
Makoto?
Tanaka. Too many Akas.
Do you really? Do I
In my
push the
mind,
saber
I
out?
mean, I rolled it.
No. In my mind, I'm gonna switch you to just Makoto.
do you want that?
There we
Will
go.
that make-
There we go. Makoto. In my
Funny
mind,
because-
so my mouth said Muranaka, but my mind says Makoto, and wow, that sounded really gay.
I didn't know you were into me like that.
Stop.
Insert song there.
Okay.
Oh my god, you 86'd it.
Yeah, that's really not bad. All right, you guys grab the loot, and then you notice that the door is open. Oh, you guys probably want to know what it is.
Nah. Yes, I would like to know what it is.
It appears to be a pair of boots.
Ooh.
They seem to be exuding a lot of magical properties. These may need identified.
Ooh. They probably need identified.
Torm kind of eyes the boots, looks at the rest of the party, and says, I'm an NPC, aren't I now? Damn it. Who's going to hold on to the boots? If nobody wants to, Torm certainly will.
I have a bag of holding.
You say, and Torm says, yes, of course you do.
I will, for now, until they're identified, put them in the bag of holding if everybody's cool with that.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
The door to this, whatever, church, some sort of religious... That's the vibe that you get from this place. Like, it was an old church. So why there was a chessboard here, who knows? People are strange.
There is the Ishgardian Chess Club, after all.
I mean, there were also statues of the Tenyo, so...
That's true. Don't they have a city to run?
I just realized something. And
What's that?
It's probably not good. I'm not sure. I'm gonna hold off and not say it for now, and I'll see if it's right.
Okay. I'm gonna
that story that we keep hearing about.
What is it that you keep hearing, Emma? Sorry, I got
the story about the what's it called? The Nagpa. And how the Tenyo are super old people. And we're going to a dark elf colony.
That's interesting.
And there were some elves in that story, if I remember correctly.
Torm will, of course, look at you and go, "What's a Nagpa?"
Just a piece of shit.
He looks at you like he thinks he knows the common word for it, but okay.
Large bird thing.
He looks
Kinda
over
evil.
at your cleric.
Not me. Yeah. Not me. Other large bird thing.
The other evil bird.
I mean, that's a medium.
The more evil version.
The more evil bird.
The dicks.
Anyways, shall we? As he starts to move towards the now opened exit.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys step out, you can tell that you're very elevated as you look upon a grand sight. You remember what it was like being up in the Nobles District for the first time, or Makoto when you took flight in Tantibus and just could see the city for all of its glory. It almost doesn't compare to this. This place might be twice the size of Tantibus. Incoming picture. Torm kind of very elaborately heads over towards the kind of cliffside or so, almost bows towards the city and says, "May I present you Iliatri Marim."
Oh, what's up?
I mean, look at
It is very much an Underdark word.
That is Boris's IC response. Is Illy, what's up?
Get used to it. It may become your new home. If you're lucky, perhaps one of the matriarchs will take you as a pet. Shall we find our way down?
Makoto just deadpans at that comment.
That feels familiar. I'm not sure it's good, but that feels familiar.
Torm says, "Shall we? Know this, you are going to stick out like quite the sore thumb down here."
That's alright, we're used to sticking out with like...
I put my hood up.
I could possibly pass you off as slaves. This one...
Okay, but why?
There aren't many of your kind down here.
There aren't many of my kind up there.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that you're going to be free lot. If you're not careful, you might find yourself forced into a new profession. Or dead.
So my hood is up, trying to cover my ears as best as possible.
Yes, like this one, perhaps a disguise. I don't know about this one, as he points over to Boris. A bit too feathery, though that just might do.
I'm so overt, nobody will look twice, because they'll just think that I don't know. I was going somewhere with this, and then I forgot.
Wait, so why are we scared of being taken captive if we can kick their butts?
Makotos is gonna put his hood up as well.
Because Muranaka, it's an entire city of people, we can't kick all of their butts.
Maybe you can't.
As Hal is talking, you hear the sound of thunder and see the crack of lightning, but aren't you underground? As you look up, all makes sense. Above you, is that the ocean? You can see bits of lightning and thunder passing through it. You can see what appears to be water and aquatic life swimming hundreds of feet above you.
Well, this looks a lot better than the last time we took a dive.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for that Kraken to show up.
Oh God. That would
Angrily
be
goes
bad.
stumbling by.
Torm, of course, turns to you. Is something the matter?
Oh no, that was an out of character. Oh God, sorry. About the Kraken. Makoto, I would also recommend, if you can spare, disguise of self of some kind to make yourself look like the locals.
Torm
You're
kind of
overestimating my magic there.
pulls his hair
I
back.
don't know how things work.
Yeah,
All
also out of character. I need to actually review this.
Well, anyways, shall we find a way down? I don't think I've been quite this high. It's breathtaking, really. He kind of points to a few things in the city, since you guys have this vantage point towards kind of the city backside. You're disoriented. You don't know north from south or whatever, but kind of away from you, not center, back. You can see where there's starting to become high rises or sorts. It looks like a large, almost palace, a keep, a castle. It is unto practically a city of itself. It might be as large as half the noble district within Tantibus. Just that structure. Again, you can kind of see through the wispy green smoke and kind of these purple fumes rising from several of the buildings. A few other small kind of glowing, appears to be lights, kind of reminiscent of Tantibus. Towards the center, this is very easy to notice, as it seems to be pretty barren. It is a very large structure, but in the center of it, you can practically see to the ground. It seems to be covered in some sort of... It's a very dark, but it's still... It appears to be sand. Off to the east side, well, what you presume, you assume the back is north, though that may or may not be true. But just for orientation's sake, so off to your right, or the east, there is a soul tower that reaches up. It practically touches the sea above. Those are obvious things that you see from this distance. Torm can, of course, answer most of your questions, as he is local.
I guess I ask him where we can get some jewels of some kind, precious gems.
There's plenty of jewelers to be found. First, we have to get down from here. Does anybody have any rope as he looks down, 500-600 feet?
There's no path.
I suppose we could look for one.
I have exactly 50 feet of rope, though I do not think that is good.
That just leaves us short about 550.
Wait, I actually might have.
Glance around.
We either need 8 more lengths or about 6.
I have 3 more lengths of rope.
Or
so
about
that
12
means-
more Muranakas.
Let me take a look for a path. Worst case scenario, we do have the flying brigade.
Yeah, we have the phone. Does anybody else have rope? Does Shizuka have rope?
I don't think you guys will have enough.
We won't.
We need like 600 feet of rope.
I
Yeah,
knew
we
I should
don't
have brought
have that
more
much.
than 3.
Do I see a path or no?
So you are going to have to make a perception check.
I just did.
Oh, I missed it. Hold on. I've got the thing covering it. That's why. You did? No, you didn't. Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
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 You don't see shit.
I don't see a path. We might need to fly.
I'm not saying there isn't one. If there is a path, it is not close to here. No, it is not. If you went with Menzo Barazan, then maybe.
Makoto's just gonna pull out the Rod of the Pit Keeper.
Okay.
So we need one more. So one more spell. Or the broom, of course.
Yeah, spell broom with 2 people, and then 1 person has to carry Shizuka. Or I think we could do what did we do before? Shizuka carried on the broom.
Can I just toss Shizuka in a bag of hold or like
No.
a haversack?
No.
You will they will
No.
suffocate.
That's fine.
There's
You
no
totally
air
can.
inside a bag of holding.
Totally can.
Can I leave their head out?
Because that won't look weird.
What's your business in idiotry? Oh, I'm here to pawn off this head.
It's got a whole body
So-
in it. You're gonna have to do
He
some
pulls
removing.
He pulls it out. Oh, go on then.
Fly is on 3 people,
God damn it.
Yeah, fly targets 3 people.
including Makoto. Shizuka could be carried between 2 of those people, and then 2 people on the broom, and then Boris can fly for himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's everybody.
Okay. So with the power of flight, you guys are going to very easily overcome this obstacle that would be difficult to most. As you land and start approaching the city and you prep whatever you need to kind of sneak in, Torm turns to you. Oh, I forgot to let you know about this part of the plan. We're going to have to bribe our way in. Do you have any coin? No, that won't work. I don't suppose you have anything minted down here. Have you any jewel? No, that won't work either. Do you have anything valuable?
What's valuable?
Jewelry? I don't know. Whatever God's like. I don't know.
Whatever God's like.
I don't.
Guards.
Guards. Yeah.
Oh, God's like.
You guys are far away from that churchy music. This is much better.
I have 2 empty bullet casings.
What are they made of?
That's a good question. I'm gonna pull them out.
I've got a
What's
cloak of the
considered-
manta ray that we don't seem to actually need to use this time around.
What's considered valuable down here?
Well, precious gems, things that are rare. Well, perhaps we could use this to our advantage. What do you have from the upper world that might be of interest? Have you
It
any?
must be hard to find wood down here. I have a decent length of wood, and I'll pull out my old quarterstaff.
That might work. Have you any other flora or fauna?
Flora or
Do we have plants?
I have this coral.
Yes.
Let me see it.
I'm gonna pull out the small piece of black coral and hand it over.
Where did you get this?
Long story.
Ooh,
This,
I have a
this
really
actually
big...
might be worth something.
I have a Nagpa feather.
A what?
I'll pull out the really big Nagpa feather.
I suppose maybe some magician might want it. Well, he kind of reaches in and he pulls out a couple, I don't know, they're like handkerchiefs tied to, and it's kind of shoves it in another pocket and produces a small kind of flat thing as he flips it down, turns into like a little basket or hat. Go on then, put it in the pot.
Okay, so that is -1 Nagpa feather.
Obviously, the staff's too big to fit in there, but he'll take up that coral. He thinks we might want to try to hold on to this. We might be able to trade with the jeweler for this. I think they could make something exquisite out of it.
Does he want the quarterstaff, I assume?
Yeah, he'll hold on to it. It's sturdy and strong. Again, wood is a very precious commodity down here. Do you guys have anything else to barter with?
We have the jug of I can probably get enough leather down here. I was gonna say I have my water skin, which is leather.
No, I don't think that will do.
Hunting trap, hammer.
I've got 20 torches. Does he want any of those?
What do we have a need
Or
for
wood.
those?
They're technically wood.
I suppose.
Also, it is kind of. I mean, it's not bothering me, but it is kind of dark down here.
You might be the exception, not the rule.
I'm gonna pull out my. We actually never got these. What's it called? So Makoto can't see.
No, I can see fine.
Makoto's probably the only
Oh.
one that can really see.
Aside from Torn, obviously.
Yeah. He's like, the city's so bright, let me put on my shades.
Yeah, that's everything I have. I have a
What about
hunting
you,
trap.
Baldy? Muranaka's staring off into space.
Oh, I also handed over the bullet casings.
Okay. And what about this one? He moves over to Shizuka, starts sticking his hands in her pockets.
Makoto's just going to point his blade right at Torn.
He kind of stops. He's very slow. He pulls his hands out of his pockets and kind of folds them down.
Out of character, Shizuka, do you have anything interesting that could be beneficial to this process?
I got it off limits, off limits, off limits.
Let me see.
You're not allowed to do that. Only we are allowed to go rifling through our party members' pockets.
I mean, there is a map of the homeland that I have. It might come off as like exotic or whatever.
That's a fair point.
I actually have a map of Tantibus as well. So we have maps of far off places.
Oh, yes, that's great. Anyways,
Oh
if
wait,
this,
I have something else.
what's that?
If they ever want to sneak up to the world above, they need identification papers.
The writs are no longer good.
They don't know that.
They don't know that.
True. Yeah.
So Torm grabs all of the accoutrement and heads over. Follow me. Keep your heads down. Try to blend in. I don't know flight casual. Anyways,
Makoto's going to just activate his. He's going to speak a command word and cause his studded leather to take on the appearance of the same kind of clothing that Torn's wearing.
awesome. You're very extravagant.
Does this work?
Oh, You are quite right, Dapper. Torm, of course, agrees with this. As you guys are moving up and head towards kind of the guard station and this great sort of gate, you imagine that there are probably a few gates around the city. You no more than get, 20, 30 foot away, but before they could hear any sort of conversation, he leans back and says, while very confidently striding forward, "If this all goes bad, I suggest you run." And he moves right up towards the guards. Good eve. May we gain passage into the great city. The guards, dark complexion, kind of half masks down. You can men seem to be very strong, pole arms. One of them looks at the other one. I don't know. There's an awful lot of people trying to get in. The other guard, yeah. It's a whole line of them. Kind of points back to you guys. You can clearly see that there's legitimately nobody trying to get in. Though you can hear the hustle and bustle of the city behind the gate. I seem to have brought my proper paperwork. And he starts fuddling around in the hat. And he produces a feather. One of the guards looks at the other. What's that for? Is that for teasing one of your companions there? When you lay down at night? No, actually it's the other one. I don't care what it is. No, not this. I was looking for... Torm starts to go through his pouch again. He pulls out the couple shell casings. How about this? Seems to be a rare sort of metal. Hands it to one of the guards. I kind of look at it. No. Guard goes, what about that? Torm goes, what? That stick you got there. Oh, this? And he kind of does the sort of presentation, kind of showmanship as he moves his hands up and down. This is genuine overworld wood. Hand it over. Long story short, they agree to take the staff and let you into the city. You guys can keep all of your other items. You open the gates of the great Iliatri Marim open to you. The hustle and bustle of people moving back and forth. You're almost overwhelmed at first. You can see large sorts of tamed creatures doing all sorts of manual labor, whether it's moving material around or just as like rickshaws, something similar, like horse-drawn carriages, though these creatures are kind of large and bulking, hair, eyes everywhere, just totally not familiar with this sort of creature down here. You can see people moving up and down the streets, dressed in, not exactly dressed like Torm, actually. They're dressed more similar to the upper world fashion, though slightly different. You guys now have access to the city. It is a sprawling mecca. Anything that you're looking for, you might be able to find, though Torm, of course, suggests, and probably what you guys would suggest as well, staying here for long is probably not wise. If any of the ruling houses were to catch wind of your guys' infiltration, they will be heavy-handed.
So we need to find somebody who's willing to either take overworld currency and barter for some diamonds, or figure out another way to get diamonds, change our money maybe.
That is a possibility. What would y'all like to do?
And I'm guessing we won't have the time to spend the night.
Probably not. Maybe on the other end of our two-way teleport. Oh, by the way, do we know if we can return from anywhere, or do we have to make our way back to the temple?
Roll me an insight. Disadvantage because of God.
Okay, fair. I wasn't sure if this would have been specified or not.
It was not specified. Your gut tells you it is a god. Things happen according to their schedule, according to their positioning, their timelines. I guess, what does Hal think? Does Hal think that the god would be like, oh, you finished my accomplishment, here you go? Or the god is like, hey, Lolth, we finished your quest. Can we have our sort of thing? Seeking out the god. Do you think the god will seek you out, or do you have to seek the god?
Well, so my thought is that the god knows that we have to get back in order to actually do the quest. So my thought is that it might be more along the lines of like, when we're ready, the sooner we're done, the better, because the sooner we get to her task, would be my thought.
In that you said get to her. So I think that kind of answers your question to the best that your insight can allow.
So I still have no idea what's going on. Cool.
I mean, kind of. You're leaning towards you're going to have to go towards it. But again,
okay.
you're not certain. It's deities. How often are they straight with you guys?
I mean, some of the kami are pretty straight-faced with us.
That is true. All right, so Torm suggests...
There might be a bit of bias in my statement.
Maybe a little bit. Torm suggests that you guys find a local jeweler, at least. Finding a jeweler is not going to be difficult. Finding a jeweler that will work and barter with very little questions asked, that might be a little more difficult. Torm is going to suggest he does have a person who owes him a favor, but it's going to be on the kind of boarding side. He thinks if you give him about an hour, he can procure at least safe haven, a place to sleep for today and tonight. After that, he doesn't know.
All right, then we have to at least get the diamonds then before we sleep.
Fair enough. Let me deal with this. It's not wise for you guys to come. Just don't cause any trouble, okay?
We're bad at that.
Won't be a
We'll
problem.
try.
Just keep in mind, we're really bad at that.
Hey, how about for once you let me do the talking?
I'll let you all figure that out. You see that shop over there? He points to a very specific sign. It's got like, it appears to be like some sort of swords crossing. It's probably some sort of weapon shop. In about an hour's time, meet me near the shop. Deal?
Deal.
Perfect.
Sounds like a plan.
Torm takes off. You guys have free run. What would you guys like to do? What's your intent over this next hour?
Well,
Sit around and not get in trouble.
gotta find the jeweler.
Find a jeweler.
I am
Their
just
information.
for the entirety of the hour, I am just on like high alert. If anybody comes up to us, and is like, you know, looking at us weird, one, I let everybody know, and two, if anybody tries to start something, I'm gonna try to back them down.
Okay. I heard a few different answers. What I heard was split the party.
No.
No.
Gods, no.
Oh, okay. I heard jeweler. I heard stay still. I heard gather information. High alert. It's more of a state than
Yeah, no, I like that's what I'm doing is I'm not helping purchase anything. I'm just sticking with the party and just my head is on a swivel.
Okay.
I think I will run the same as Hal.
Okay. So sticking together, traveling around immediate vicinity, Muranaka's going to try to gather some information while you guys are looking for a shop. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Okay. So let's do...
I already see an issue with this plan, by the way.
What's that?
I do too.
The human,
Muranaka gathering information.
the obvious human is gathering.
You, Drow citizen, what is your favorite color? Is it black? Is it dark? Can you even see it? I will be staying in this room. Come visit me.
Come visit. We must talk.
It's gonna be more along the lines of just standing on a corner and listening.
Yeah, I'm with you. You're doing the 13th warrior approach. You'll learn the language a little over the course of the journey. Okay. So as you guys are moving around, learning the language, I think, is more under investigate. So Muranaka, you can roll that. Everybody else, obviously, but Shizuka, make me a perception. Roll it in the dice tower, please. And we're going to treat this as though it's kind of a group skill.
Perception.
You know what I'm asking. Anytime it's perception.
With your
Can it
ears?
be hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God, it was such a pain in the ass doing that over tell every time. When we started.
All right. You guys find your way maybe 20, 30 minutes in. You see a sign outside. It does look like it has some multifaceted sorts of gems on the outside. Muranaka, because you're kind of investigating, you can see that there are a few people moving in and out. They seem to be carrying, like, people aren't just bringing in leather satchels full of stuff. What most people are bringing in are these small, the best way you can describe them is very small chests that look like they're very ornate and nice. They're, in fact, many of them are jewel encrusted themselves. They look like small little chests that they're bringing in. Several people in and out, and the people who are here, they're dressed a little bit nicer than the other folk, but nowhere would you put them as like really high nobility like what you've seen around Tantibus. They're still probably on that lower echelon. Again, you're just going off of your best guess at this point. Would you guys like to move inside?
You know, this could work.
Ooh, we have the box the boots were in. That was made of wood, right? We can trade that. That's probably worth a decent
I
amount.
described it as a spongy wood. It was actually made of a fungus.
Oh, okay.
But it's still a nice box. Yeah, absolutely. It is a little bit bigger. It's 2 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot, foot and a half. I mean, it's a large box. Did you guys really carry it?
Bag of holding.
Shove the whole thing in there. Is the bag of holding even that big?
I mean,
It's
either that
by
or
weight.
No, they have dimensions.
Oh, it might not be wide enough to fit
Yeah.
into. Yeah, never mind.
We chopped it in half.
they're-
It's still really nice.
I mean, theoretically, what we could have done is put all of our bags into that. Just carry that
And
around.
lugged around the chest.
Exactly.
So we
Oh.
need a diamond. We need diamond dust worth 100 gold, at least.
So you guys move into the shop?
Yeah.
Yes, you guys walk into the shop. Somebody else was also walking out. A couple. You see a male figure, very dressed down, very plain sorts of clothing. He is carrying in his hands a small box, maybe 12, 14 inches across, 8, 10 inches wide. It's not incredibly deep, maybe about 6 inches deep. He's kind of holding it with two hands as he's walking out. We're gonna do passive perception here. I think this will probably only be Hal. This will be a visual, not a hearing one. Hal.
Oh man, my whopping 12.
Yeah, but your sound is very, very good.
I have a
Yeah.
22, so
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
So Sight, you're gonna notice this. His shirt doesn't cover all the way down. You can see on his wrists metal sort of manacles. The woman is dressed up a little bit compared to some of the other people that are around, similar to what I pointed out to Muranaka. She seems to have a little extra accoutrement about her. As you guys walk in, you guys kind of bump together. Not like a big collision or anything like that, stuff goes scattering, but kind of bump shoulders there for a second. The woman stops. The man kind of keeps walking forward. She raises her voice and says, "Stop. I believe you owe me an apology." As she points to 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be Hal. You noticed this because you were the one that kind of bumped shoulders. I think you owe me an apology. After this quick 10-minute break, let's meet back up at 11 o'clock. Sound good?
Gotcha.
Cool. Give me a chance to get another Capri Sun.
I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of hoping he would have rolled me, so I could totally play that off.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Hopefully. Who knows? Bang the sec.
Yep. Same.
See, knowing Azra, the guy has just stolen stuff from us, and that's why he's continuing walking.
Excuse me.
I have no proof of this, but it's just my thoughts.
What? A drow stealing stuff? Come on.
No.
Never. Not in their nature. Never be them.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So we expecting this to be trouble?
Of course it is.
So I was saying I am imagining the guy stole something from us and is that's why he's continuing to walk without his partner.
So he's carrying a thing.
I know, but it's like they were coming out together, quite obviously.
I doubt it's a pickpocket.
Everything of value I have is in a bag of holding, so
Could he have gotten the bag of holding?
not without me noticing.
That's fair. Most of my stuff is pretty much all of my stuff's in my handy haversack, so.
I mean, if anything, that might make it easier to pickpocket. Because just whatever you want is right on the top.
It's a fucking backpack.
No, I know. I'm messing with you.
My handy haversack stored within my bag of holding.
No! No! You don't do that! No!
I think they actually got rid of that in 5e.
Yeah, does the GM know that? And for that matter, does the DM
no, never
care?
mind.
Does the GM
Never
know
mind.
what?
Placing the haversack inside an extra dimensional space created by a bag of holding, portable hole, or similar item destroys both and opens a gate to the astral plane.
Yeah, that's 10 feet wide and sucks everything in it in with, I think, a strength save
Yeah, it's
to
fine.
resist being sent to the astral plane.
I mean, you
So,
guys
yeah.
were wanting to do planar travel, right?
So,
Yeah,
you know,
this is the perfect way.
real talk, that sounds like an amazing projectile weapon.
Yeah.
you chuck a bag of holding and
How to kill any party. Drop
Well, that
a
was,
portable hole on them.
That was.
Have you ever seen the black hole arrow? The D&D
I know what the black hole
engineering.
area is.
The DM's seen it,
DM engineering?
and it's
Or
banned
DM
along with peasant railgun.
Peasant railgun is
Fencing railgun's great.
So there's a green text about how a party was fought the Kraken, like near the end of their campaign. So the dwarf was like, "Well, lads, it's been fun," and then he puts the bag of holding inside the portable hole as he jumps inside the Kraken's mouth.
Awesome.
Oh my god, that's great.
That's pretty great.
That is an epic way to end the campaign.
That is a pretty epic way to go.
Lads, it's been fun. Keep a mug warm for me.
Takes a big chunk of the ocean with you.
If that man did not, if that dwarf did not get a fucking statue erected to him somewhere, I'm sad. In game, not IRL. That would be weird.
From like a DM perspective, what that dwarf character did was amazing. Assuming it was done at a dramatically appropriate spot, not
Right at the beginning of the fight.
not round one on initiative turn 22.
Not stunning strike on surprise round on the green dragon.
Son of a bitch.
Right, Ryukin?
I am aware.
Don't forget the Elder Smite.
I don't think he did it on the surprise round, but
We did do it on the surprise round.
it did matter because he never took a turn.
Oh, that wasn't the surprise round, right?
Because he wasn't in melee range, he just Hadoukened it.
Yeah, it was just Hadouken in the surprise round.
That's why DMs be like, when does the dragon go? Right before the monk.
Wait till party rolls initiative. Fudge rolls so the dragon goes before the monk.
Oh, just wait till you get up to like floor number 20.
So just dragons everywhere.
No, but it gets harder. Guys, you guys are in easy peasy baby land right now.
Yeah, we noticed.
Yeah, we keep running into fucking goblins.
Nope, if you want to kill them, nothing but boulets.
Oh god, those things are rough.
They are not fair at all. Why are they a CR5 creature? All right, I think most of us are back here.
Yeah.
And I believe you guys had just run into the wrong damn woman.
So I bow extremely deeply and say, my sincerest apologies. I meant no offense. I must not have been watching where I was going.
That's actually a pretty good response. Why don't you make some sort of charisma-based roll? Either deception, or it sounds like you were being a little more genuine there. Maybe persuasion? Or...
All right.
This is why I was hoping that was me who bumped into her by mistake.
Ooh,
That's okay. Hal did pretty decent here. Let's do a counter roll. You all stare at each other, eyes lock for a second. The man holding that box looks at you, Hal, back at the woman. There are a few people in the shop. Like, there was some talking going on, maybe even a bit of laughter. All of that just stopped the moment that you guys walked in. All eyes upon you. And the woman says, "Good. I would hate for my possession to become damaged. Come on, let's go." As they exit the shop, all eyes are still upon you.
I wait like 30 seconds and then just like breathe out.
Makoto's just gonna give Hal a pat on the back. Nice job.
Hal's not talking. Hal's just like, yeah. And just like continuing to look out for people now. Just like being super careful.
Behind the counter, it kind of looks like a dwarf, but it also kind of looks like a gnome. And it's got some pretty stark white hair. It's a little energetic. After about 2 minutes or so, kind of moves very quickly behind the counter, pops up on probably a crate or something. He's not incredibly tall. I thought they were gonna break some. What can I do for you?
Oh. Hello.
You do have money, right?
Yes. I'm not entirely sure if it's money you'll accept, but we can work it out.
Is Shizuka with you?
Yes. Unconscious, but yes.
I'm just
Someone in
having
our party
snooze right now.
Someone in our party's carrying her.
Oh, what happened to her? Did you? Was it you guys?
No, of course not.
Took a bit of a head wound.
Oh goodness! And you guys are just running around all by yourselves?
We're in the market for some supplies, particularly.
We're looking for a gift for her.
Oh, well, that makes sense. When she wakes up, she'll be really, really surprised and won't be angry at you guys.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I can lie too. What do you want?
I didn't even get to roll my deception. Fuck you.
We're in the market for some powdered diamond.
Oh. May I ask what for?
No, you may not.
I don't really like this one.
That's okay. I get that.
Probably do.
Well, what? Well, I'll say it. I'll say this. It wasn't entirely a lie. It is for her sake.
Was she under some sort of course or something?
Took a bit of a head wound.
I don't see any
we're
blood.
trying to fix it up. Inside head wound.
Murnock is gonna lean
You
in.
see his
She's
jaw
crazy.
drop.
We see a what?
His jaw drop. What were you doing with them? They're way too dangerous. Why would you do something like that? How did they get in this? Wait.
Relax. They're not in the city. I had a long day.
I give him a wink. I'm just like
You're not my type.
Catch my. Oh, it was like a catch. Do you catch my meaning? Wink.
No, he clearly doesn't.
Okay. All right.
Or he does,
This is
but-
worth a shot.
He's just a ball of energy. Halfway, like talking to you, he'll quickly kind of move over the counter, maybe 3-4 foot, and be like, "Oh, you really should go with that. That just matches your eyes. It's just so great." And then he'll finish like your sentence.
So,
So you hit the lady over the head with a rock, and now you need something to make up for, which is apparently a diamonds.
yes.
Yes.
What do you
Grab
got?
diamonds.
You're clearly not from here, so you probably have something with trading.
Makoto's just gonna pull out his sack of coin.
Oh, like, oh my god, trading. Anyway,
This gnome dwarf probably notices it's very heavy.
what's in it? Overworld coin?
Overworld coin. I'm willing to pay a markup if necessary.
Well, the coin itself's not worth anything besides the actual value of the metal. Can I look?
Sure, go ahead.
I am watching his hands like a hawk.
Okay. Let's make a imposed roll.
Yeah. Because I do not trust anybody right now.
He's very quick. So, have you ever... You're in a staring competition or whatever. You're looking for something to change. And you blink and you open your eyes and it's different, but you didn't actually see it happen. You know, like you know that
So
that
I
mother.
know he pocketed some coin.
You know, but you didn't see it. He's good. He's really good.
I bear it because I can't prove it. So
Yeah, he's kind of talking to Makoto. Oh, this is pretty nice. And he looks up at you, Hal, and he's like, "Yeah, I wouldn't say nothing." And he goes right back to Makoto. Let's see, how much you be needing?
we probably want multiple casts worth. Cough.
Do
Also, if we want resurrection spells, cough.
let's go with 1,000 gold worth.
1,000. How much coin do you have on you?
A lot more than that.
He will agree, though. He's going to charge you. Roll a die here. Oof. 4 times.
4 times.
4 times the value.
Jesus.
We also might want to see if we could get like a whole diamond as well.
A diamond mallet.
No, because Raise Dead spell is a diamond worth 500 gold. Revivify is a diamond worth 300 gold. And we don't have precious gems right now. I know it's gonna cost a fuck ton, but like, if we have the money, it might be worth it.
Yeah. You guys are just paying a premium. A big premium. You guys miss Kiev, and then you think about Kiev, and then you get sad. But his discount was really nice.
No, I don't. Don't put feelings into me.
Except for Muranaka. He doesn't like Kiev because he doesn't know his favorite color.
Yes, exactly.
I deducted 4,000 gold
Okay.
from my character sheet.
So he will conclude his business. Let me get my associate to help us here. He kind of rings a little bell, and you see like a Muranaka. You recognize this very instantly, a Bogu, like a top knot, just kind of bounding just barely over the counters. It's misshapen, and it pops up, and you can see a small, almost a goblinoid pops up over the counter, long, slender fingers. Just pops up and goes, "Hi."
Hi.
The race of the other one's a Darrow. He looks at him and, "We just did a deal. What are you doing?" "Well, I thought I would just help." "Well, did you get what we needed?" "Well, you haven't told me yet." "We both know you got it in your pocket." "No, I don't." "Empty them." And this small goblinoid reaches into its pouches and just starts pulling out stuff. You see like a sterling silver spoon. Something, this is probably from the overworld. It looks like a compass. Pulls out another bit of rolled up parchment. A letter opener. A pouch containing 1,000 gold points, or a gold worth of crushed diamonds. "Can't explain this?" "Well, I mean, the spoon, I don't know how it got in there. It just kind of fell in my pocket, I think. But this one, this is a letter from Mr. Schnackers. I was just holding on to it for safekeeping." "Get out of here," the Garrow says. So this creature kind of scampers off. The deal is concluded. He looks at you guys. "You're not around from here, and I recommend staying very scarce. Don't make the wrong people angry, but I'll gladly take your money. Come back anytime. Bye."
I'll gladly take your money. Truer words than never have been spoken.
And he disappears and starts swindling some other customers.
I know I was had. I don't care.
You guys are in a tight spot.
Yeah.
So, you got about a half hour to kill. You want to go on your way back to meet Torn?
Let's head. Yeah, let's head back to this.
Okay. So we're gonna skip forward in time a little bit. You now have the material. Torm was able to secure you guys quote unquote rooms. It's not really rooms. It's the stables added in. So it's got a roof and a smell.
I've slept in worse.
You guys have
like
this
outside. We've slept in outside.
Boris, now that you have the
By
material, can you cast a spell?
I mean, still no, because we haven't taken the long road.
Ah.
Wait, yes. No, I can't because I haven't prepared it.
Okay.
Right.
So it sounds like you guys are gonna have to long rest. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Unfortunately.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys are going to set up watches.
Fuck yes, we're setting up watches.
All right. So, what is the watch order?
I'm definitely gonna be. Cal and I are definitely gonna be part of that watch, right?
Yeah. So I'll do first watch. How many watches would there be? 4? I think.
I'm assuming if you
standard,
guys are sleeping 8 hours, you split them into 4s. Unless somebody here needs less sleep than the rest, but I don't think that's the case.
I don't think so either. So 4 watches.
So Hal first, right? Then
Yeah, because we don't have enough to do 2 per watch, right?
no.
No.
Oh, we only have 4 people.
I mean, we could do 2 per watch, but it would be half.
We would have to. We would have to
Rest
double
a
the
long
long
time,
rest
yeah.
time.
All right. So just give me a quick order here.
I'll go second.
Boris, go last because you can then cast the spell during your watch
Right. Perfect.
Gotcha.
because your rest will be at its end.
Yeah, Torm is definitely not staying with you guys, so he doesn't give a shit. Ranaka. All right,
Wow.
so
Wow,
all
what a
4
dick.
of you, make me a perception check. You can roll it open if you want.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, everyone else did. I was worried mine was gonna be the shit roll.
All right, third watch, Makoto. What I see? No, Muranaka Inosuke. During your watch. Thus far, the evening, it's always evening down here in the Underdark, but it's gone pretty uneventful. Then you hear some sounds, some footfalls coming towards you. What would you like to do?
It's been uneventful.
It's been uneventful up to this point, at least in the first 2 watches. You on the third watch, you hear the sound of footfall coming towards you. Sounds like one person, you think. They're not really hiding their advancement towards you guys.
Where exactly are we taking this long rest?
You guys are in a stable, essentially, that's adjoined to an inn.
Oh, okay.
There's stables down here? Are there horses down
They're
here?
not really horses.
Don't worry
Horses,
about
maybe
it.
something else. Don't worry about it.
They're seahorses.
They're under the seahorses.
I mean, I'll just get my bow ready just in case, but
Okay.
discretion is the better part of valor. So let's just see what this is first before we start shooting random civilians.
All right, so a man comes around the corner, something in his hands. It seems to be large and metallic, and it smells like piss, and he throws it. But before that, he notices you as well with your bow drawn. He throws it, and it kind of doesn't go exactly where he wanted it to. Okay, you're not hit by it, though it does kind of hit close to you. Kind of this pocket of juices, chunks and bits of meat. That's what it appears to be, some vegetables. He's throwing out whatever was leftovers that they have to the animals. As he kind of tosses it there, it hits the wall next to you. Your bow is drawn. Your eyes are locked together. A few moments, and the drow says, I'll just be going now.
I'm just going to nod. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
Put my bow back.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Just going to wave it off.
And the rest of the night goes uneventful. Boris, you wake up, you start your preparations. Anything special you would like to say to your god this morning? Which god are you praying to at this point? So confusing.
Boris gets up and prays to contractually obligated stone, but not specifically to the god.
Okay. So just kind of not feeling it here this morning. Make me a religion check.
Oof.
You're just kind of not feeling it. You go through the motions. You think that you have the spell prepared. I believe it takes 10 minutes to cast.
If he's not feeling it, like very specifically not feeling it, could he attempt to pray to Lol?
To Lolth?
Yeah, Lolth.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
All right. He's gonna go over in his head any.
What would you? What would this conversation be like to Lolth?
Conversation to Lolth. I know we only met yesterday. I've never been much of a devout follower to you ever before, but I am in need of guidance in this time of need. Mayhaps we can help one another. You need devout followers, and I need purpose in this life. Direct those around me, and mayhaps to bring glory to your name.
Boris.
Boris is going. Oh.
Your call. If you need purpose can be given. You must convince the children to take up arms against the father.
The Drow, the residents of the city, against the their masters, or mayhaps another child against their masters.
Although you pray and think upon this, no other reply comes. Just that Lolth has decreed, if you wish for guidance, she would guide you to convince the children to rise up against the father. That's important. Write it down.
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
Anything a god says, it's important.
Just assume it's important. God has said.
God has spoken.
That is a mystery, but not one outside the realm of discovery. However, your conversation, although it leaves you a little confused, you feel bristling with divine energy.
As Boris finishes his prayer, he's going to sit back up and say, well, fuck that stupid rock, whatever I was pairing to before.
Did you do anything with your holy symbol?
It is still turned upside down.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I do not have a new holy symbol for Lowell.
Hey, I understand. You now have, at least you think, the power in you to resurrect. Or, I guess, restore is the best way to say.
Assuming that I have not seen anybody come by, I'm gonna give it a few minutes of watch as I prepare.
Okay.
To cast.
The only real question is, do you wait for your companions to wake up?
No, we might as well get this done as fast as possible.
Okay.
No sense waiting.
So go ahead and mark off the 100 GP, whomever has it. You guys are now, what, down to 900? Or however you want to keep track of this. 9 items worth of this. Any reduction to one of the target's ability score. Shizuka, I believe it was your intelligence.
Yep.
It is now.
And I'm tracking the diamond dust since I bought it.
Okay, you got 9 applications left. Shizuka.
I just have it as diamond dust worth 900 GP at this point.
That works too. Shizuka.
Hi.
You start to stir. Although you feel incredibly rested, you've got it's not a migraine. It's not quite a headache, but have you ever had those days sometimes where you got that little bit of pressure or pain in the head, not enough to truly distract you from doing anything, but just it kind of nags there. If you ever have any downtime and you think about it, you're like, oh, it kind of hurts the verge of, do I take anything for this or just wait it out? That's what you feel in your head, but you come to and you can see Boris, the Aarakocra, kind of praying over you.
You're being incredibly creepy right now. I hope you realize that.
Yes, it's all part of my charm.
You have charm?
What little of it I have is apparently creepy.
Also, I have a headache.
Good.
Where the hell are we?
It's very difficult for you to say with your overworld tongue. It's Iliatri Marim. It's really hard to say.
Boris pauses and then recants. I would have to unfasten my lower jaw to make sure it's pronounced it correctly, so I'm just going to call it the City of the Drow.
How?
A very lovely god came by and was very nice to us.
No, so you found a new god?
Mayhaps.
I imagine at this point, for dramatic effect, those who are slumbering, you hear Shizuka's voice, and it kind of rouses you out of your sleep. You won't suffer any ill effects for waking up early out of your long rest.
Glad you're back.
Shizuka, you're finally awake. You've been sleeping for a long time.
Who are you?
It is it.
I ask that question every day.
You know, what is your favorite color?
Tanaka? And she just tilts her head to the side.
No, that is Tanaka, and I'm going to point at Makoto. No, not Makoto.
Yes.
See? You guys do it too.
I'm pointing at Hal. That is Tanaka.
Oh my god.
Makoto just face palms.
How do you feel, Shizuka?
Like I have the world's biggest headache. Also, I feel like I should know you, but I don't.
That's
Who are you
not
exactly?
ideal.
It's me, Muranaka.
Just him or all of us?
To everyone.
That's not good.
What's the last thing you remember?
Brain exploding. Not yours, the creature.
Last thing I remember is she scratches her head. Being attacked by something? And then I don't remember anything. She actually looks down.
I am sure it's just a temporary side effect of having your brain eaten. It should wear off in a few hours. Here, have some water. As, Boris just tosses off a water skin.
She looks at it, she sniffs it, is it safe?
Do you want me to drink from it first to prove that it's not poison?
I mean, if you want to. I don't.
Boris
really
snatches
know
it back, it drinks part of it, and then passes it back off.
Okay. And she just takes a few tentative sips.
Well, what you need to know, for the immediate moment is that you were taken down by the brain thing you saw. It essentially knocked out your consciousness. You were still, alive, but unable to move or do anything. We had to come here to Iliatri Marim and get some supplies to restore you. It's not the friendliest place to us. And we need to move out pretty soon without drawing too much attention to ourselves.
So, I don't think I need to say this, but mask on?
What mask? I don't know what you're talking about.
Zuka.
I don't really know who you people are.
Oh god, you're serious.
The realization sets in.
It's like, we're...
Does anyone have a mirror?
No. Muranaka, maybe the blade of one of your swords?
I guess. Just pull one out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
It's like, are you actually whipping out a sword?
Slowly, so as to not appear hostile. Simply for reflective surface.
Well, she is being skittish. And like when she hears like the sword being pulled out of its sheath, she recoils.
Do you know your own capabilities?
My own what?
Magic. Do you know how your magic works?
I know magic?
Jesus. Or, I guess, Kami.
What's your favorite comic, Jesus?
This is going to be complicated then. Let's hope it wears off, but we can't stay here much longer.
Makoto's just gonna gently walk over and like pull the hood of Shizuka's cloak over her head.
And then she winces at that. Okay. So first of all, what are we even doing here? If this place is so dangerous.
A trip of necessity. We came down here on a separate mission, and you were incapacitated, and we needed to get you back.
Okay. I appreciate it, but why are we in this dangerous area in the first place?
Hunting monsters.
Shizuka just gives Hal a very concerned stare.
And saving lives.
Oh. Okay, so you were here. So you guys are heroes?
So are you.
Huh. Like, she just looks down. Like, I really don't remember any of you. But
He'll come back.
As I said, temporary side effect of the brain mashing. It should come back.
huh. If you say so. And then she just like looks concerned, like, so what do we do now?
Get out of the city before we draw too much attention from the wrong people.
The wrong people?
So this is a city to which we are all very foreign, and we came in quietly, and apparently if too many people, if too many of the wrong people, the powerful people notice us, they may try to capture us and take us as slaves. Also, Atherin, can I make an insight check to see if this is Shizuka or if this is not Shizuka?
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Because intellect devourer.
That's fair
You
enough.
know, you're only doing this because one of your party members exploded because of those.
Yeah, it's totally fine. And Shizuka would offer her a chance to make a deception roll if they were
Hal is
deceiving you.
also paranoid as fuck. So, like...
The paranoid live to survive.
What, the paranoid live longer?
Yeah, so I
Only the
don't know if Shiz is making a contest of the roll or not.
I'm not.
Is it actually you and you just don't remember?
Yes.
Okay, so your brain was not devoured. That is good.
Still not quite so sure though.
Am I getting anything from my insight check?
Yeah, that's you rolled like shit.
Oh, okay.
You know the fry gif
Which fry gift?
where he's squinting his eyes. Still not quite.
Not sure
yeah,
if.
Not yet.
Still
Not
not
sure
quite sure if.
If Shizuka or intellect
Or-
devourer.
Still not quite sure if Shizuka or intellect devourer. Well,
Hopefully, if it is amnesia, it wears off quickly. Long term could be pretty. If it's long term and they don't remember and don't know how to do things, it might become difficult. If it is an intellect devourer, well, that's truly a terrible situation.
But I killed it.
I think the thing that would swing your characters away from it being an intellect devourer, it would have to play dead for quite some time, and it hasn't.
I kind of squished it.
Right, like there's you don't know for certain, but it just doesn't seem plausible.
That would be a hell of a playing dead.
Yeah,
8 hour, almost 16 hours of play.
that's like a racial ability playing dead level.
That's fucking half possum.
Don't
I'm not
give
sure
the
possums go for.
don't give
18
the mind
hours.
flayers any ideas. We bred it with possums so it can play dead longer. Laughs in tentacle. Yeah, unfortunately, this may be the way that Shizuka is now. You can only pray that sanity finds her, I guess.
well, I guess we... All in all, we need to move. We really only had one day. Maybe a day and a half.
The important thing is you're up, you're alive, and you're able to move. We can worry about the memories later.
I suppose. Like, she actually just looks pretty down.
Once we're in relative safety, we can work with you and see if we can help recover any memories, trigger anything. But for now, the most dangerous thing for us is to stay put.
If
Us
you
as in
say
all of
so.
us as well.
And keep your hood up.
Why?
Yes.
Is there a
You and-
problem?
You have ears that are rather noticeable and would draw attention.
Is there a problem with my appearance or something?
No.
Just that we stand out like a sore thumb.
We all stand out. We need to keep our hoods up so that we can stay low profile.
You haven't
You
bathed
and me
in
especially.
2 weeks. You're rather stinky.
Your hair's a mess. You don't want to show it off in public.
You make it sound as if like I'm sort of freak or something.
So you would notice that Hal also has his hood, is putting his hood up in his and like a really deep cowl. So like, most of us are throwing hoods up.
Makoto's just gonna drop his disguise for a second. If you're a freak, then so am I.
So and Shizuka just looks now very confused, like, are we related?
Oh god.
I don't know what's going on. So apparently you and I have the same ears, but we're disliked, we're hated? Or is it just...
Unknown factor.
Hmm.
And
Things that are
this-
strange are immediately weird to other people, and weird attracts attention. Attention is bad because it gets us killed.
Or enslaved. Both are
Or
bad.
enslaved. Or both.
So, for now,
Interesting.
stay close to us, keep your hood up, and we can talk more once we're in relative safety.
Okay.
And Hal's going to start leading the way towards an exit from the city.
Makoto's gonna put his head up and do the usual. Let's get going.
Okay. So you guys start to head out. As you're kind of popping your head out, it appears, though you never met him, Muranaka, you see the man that kind of came out and threw the pots and stuff in your general direction. He's talking to several individuals in armor, holding halberds.
Man. May help.
I think it is time that we go right now.
They're talking,
Yes.
and you know, he's still got, you know, kitchen instruments or whatever in his hand, and you can see him shaking his head no. And then one of the guards gets up really close, grabs him kind of by the collar, and he kind of looks over in your guys' direction as the guards also look in your direction. Part of the party will see that the guards notice you all.
No, goody.
Yeah, so we got a good old-fashioned chase scene. I'm assuming you guys are running. There are 6 armed guards. You have the benefit of being out ahead of them, at least 40 foot or so. They couldn't move and catch you in a single round. But if you guys tally too long, they're gonna overwhelm you probably. But if you guys decide to stop and fight as a unit now, you might be able to thwart them, but it will cause a great scene. Let's do... I think I can do this. Give me 1 second. All right. Checkmark. X. Checkmark is run. X is stay and fight. I think you can make an X, right?
Yeah, you click twice to
Okay.
make it.
Okay, so is there... Since we are deciding to run, it looks like, I just want to have this as a note for the DM. I'm looking for any time we might pass through a thin alley.
Understood?
I will be at the back.
Okay. Hoping to take like a detour from the rest of the party. Is your intent to try to lead some of them off?
No, my intent is to utilize one of the 2 packs of 1,000 ball bearings that I have in my haversack.
I got you. So let's do this simply. The guards will act at a certain initiative. Trying to think. Let's just do us and them, so to speak. Let's not do initiatives. Let's flip a coin. Odds. They will go first. Evens, you guys will go first. All right. Evens. You guys will go first. That is very advantageous for you all. Now, as you guys take off, you're unfamiliar with the streets. You guys are just peeling off from the horses here, or from the stables here. And all of a sudden, we need a D5. So let's do a D6. A 6 will be a reroll. As you're running out, Boris, you were the first one to speak up. You were the first one caught. Now this is going to be kind of a skill challenge here, but it's going to be forced on you guys by the DM, so to speak. So kind of a Mad Lib sort of adventure. As you guys are all taking off, it's understood that you guys are running. If you guys come up with anything clever based off of the surroundings or something you think of, please speak up and we can kind of deal with that. But Boris, as you're moving out, one of these creatures that were stabled starts to back up. You see your friends getting ahead of you. You have to get around this. You can Dex, try to slide under it. Strength, try to plow through it. Or anything else that you can think of.
Deck slide. Oh, fuck.
Okay. It's gonna catch you up a little bit as you try to slide underneath. You're gonna fall behind the pack just a little bit. You'll be about 10 feet back from the rest of the pack. Still moving forward. It didn't totally stop you in your tracks, but it definitely slowed you down. All right, the guards are going to move up to your guys' position. They're going to gain 30 foot here, so that still puts them about 40 foot from the party, 30 foot from Boris. As you guys are moving down the streets, there's a couple things in your guys' path. Down one of, it's not an alley, one of the, what appears to be a main thoroughfare, there are a lot of vendors moving their carts to kind of set up for the day. Now they're blocking up a lot of the street. If you guys want to go down that path, that is a certain possibility. Down another path, as you move, you can see several more armed guards down the street. They don't appear to be alerted to you yet. You could also, of course, try to blend in with the crowd. What do you guys want to do?
These imposter guards are trying to chase us.
I mean, I'm fine with either. If we go the obstructed route, I can just parkour. So I'm fine with that, but I'm also fine with stealthing. Or, like, just trying to dead sprint.
I'm gonna try and blend with the crowd.
Yeah.
Are we blending?
I'm fine with blend.
I heard 2.
I guess like she's a good.
This we're gonna do blend check mark.
Yeah, blending.
This vote thing, I like
Blending.
it. Okay. So everybody needs to make me a stealth roll. You can roll it open if you wish, since we're all in this together.
Could I do deception?
Deception will work, yeah. You guys can choose. Nice roll. Nice roll. Holy crap. Okay, everybody can see. Muranaka, you rolled a nat 20 as well.
Yay!
So essentially, here's what happens. Everybody did phenomenal. Now, you definitely don't alert the other guards down the hallway. The group that was chasing after you, they hit this area and they start to fan out, right? And try to examine for you. Some of them are interrogating people. You know, where did they go? We gotta find. The overworld dwellers. You know, all sorts of slang. If you understand Undercommon. They don't seem, however, to pick up on your guys' trail. They are very separated to the point where a couple things could happen. You could look for an alternative exit, one that has not been found. You can still move down the alley with the how do I want to say this? Perception to find a new path. stealth or deception to blend in and find an alternate, or to find a path, one of the known paths out of here. Or you guys could potentially even maybe try to ambush one of these guys. So let's do this. Vote is going to be... Check is perception, find a way out. X is a stealthy approach. Marking nothing is ambush.
So what were the options again?
Check mark perception. X stealth. Nothing is ambush, like a physical sort of attack, trying to take one of them down or multiple. Okay, so 3 of them, or 4 of you guys chose perception. That is the route that we're going to go. Let's do perception checks. Okay.
Sound applicable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this case, yes, and I'll explain why if you get a roll.
Okay. Works for me. You also have advantage, Zuka.
Oh, I do? Okay.
It's just because.
Even though she doesn't
Where
know it.
am I? What's going on?
I think I missed.
Yeah, fuck you.
I do not see a roll for you.
Yeah, I missed the box apparently.
I rolled a natural 20 on it.
Yeah, no, very good. Okay, so you guys' ears pick up. You're hearing a very kind of small voice, but you guys recognize the figure, the small little squat, almost goblin. It's like, over here, over here.
Hmm?
Do you guys wish
not
to go?
Shizuku,
Yeah, I'm not
Shizuku
gonna.
will like tap whoever's like dragging her around. I'm assuming it would be Makoto.
Yep.
And
Gotcha.
she'll tap his shoulder and point at it.
Yep.
You grab,
Let's go.
Shizuka's hand as you guys kind of take off over to where this miniature goblin is. You can see this Hopknot kind of waving in his brightly colored like leggings, just staring you guys in the face. He's a very odd character. He's like, "Come on, quick, in here!" And he kind of opens up a small little a hatch at the back of the store that you guys were in. Oh. I think I have something of yours, as he runs down the stairs. All right.
This one is very strange.
Okay, the guards. Okay, we'll describe what happens. You guys are in this sort of cellar. This creature. If you guys have you guys figured out his race yet?
Is he a kobold?
No.
He's not a kobold. Does start with a K though.
Oh, it's a Kuatoa.
It is not a Kuato.
Dang it.
Fish person. Yes, come in this basement and we will worship our god, Libdol Pope, with this club to your face. It is not a trick. Please follow me. No, this Kinder leads you down the stairs, and he's reaching in, and he pulls out almost like a scroll. It's in a very nice case, and he's just handing stuff to people. How you get that scroll case? And he reaches into his pocket. He finds a small pouch. He hands it to Shizuka, who's just like staring at him, like, what's going on? Reaches in, grabs another thing. Appears to be some dried meat that he hands to Muranaka. Boris. Oh, there's the fork that goes along with that spoon. And he pulls out a small pouch. No, it's not a pouch. It's a folded over hat. And he hands it to you, Muranaka. Oh, I'm so glad.
Muranaka got 2 things.
I'm sorry, Makoto. I am so... No more
I'm
M
okay with
names.
getting 2 things.
No more M names. To Makoto, he hands you over that folded up hat that looks exactly like the one that Torm had. Oh, I am so glad. You guys should be safe in here. They'll never think to look at... Clang, 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 clang. Open up! The Kinder looks at you guys. You gotta go!
I'm confused.
That's fine. So what are we? Go.
So what do you guys want to do in this situation? Totally open-ended. You guys are in the basement of what appears to be the jeweler shop.
I want to have.
Well, first I'm going to add that to my inventory as sweet hat.
It is a sweet hat. There are items in it. In fact, the exact items that were placed in it earlier.
Oh.
Because it is exactly that hat.
Oh, we got our stuff back.
Yeah, how did this guy get it? Plus, you got a bunch of random stuff. So do keep in mind, some of that's actually pretty neat.
So you said that goes with that spoon. I'm going to guess the spoon is still out there.
The spoon is not with that person. Apparently, the Garrow took it from the Kender earlier. But things just happen to find its way into the pockets. It's just so odd. But anyways, what would you guys like to do? You could try to hide somewhere here in ambush. You could try to just flee through the shop and try to get the upper hand. Or whatever you can come up with.
Is there a back way out?
The Kender, yeah, there is. Follow me. He turns around. Oh, yeah, they're right there. Clank, clank, clank. Open up.
Is there a front way out?
Yeah, it's down that way up the stairs.
Lead the way.
And he kind of trots off. Is there a back way out? Yeah.
Yeah, it's over here.
Literally turns around.
Right. Right,
And
not
then
that
you
way.
just have Shizuka, who's now confused, afraid, and she's just like clinging on to Makoto. And she doesn't know what's going on.
As you guys run through the shop, there are several people here. Now, this is going to be more of a deck space to see if you guys can kind of navigate through this sea of people. I will give you an option. You can try to use decks to kind of dance your way around. You guys can also use some sort of charisma-based diplomacy skill to communicate that get the out of my way.
Can this be acrobatics?
Acrobatics is also applicable.
Nice.
Hal just kind of tumbles up and over the case. The Garrow's like, oh my god, what's going on? Where are you going? Hey. Muranaka kind of puts his hand on the glass case and does that little like side over hop. Boris just goes.
I'm using that inspiration you gave me about 20 minutes ago.
Okay. Boris just places his shoulder into the case and then just flips over. Now, I imagine you kind of hop and flap your wings real quick.
Oh, if it's considered a vertical surface, I can also just climb it, because monk.
Yeah, you kind of
I can just run up walls.
Just up, just run down the case a little bit as you're making your way out. That leaves us to Makoto.
I'm trying to figure out if deception would work here.
Sure. Don't get in my way.
Or the matriarch will be pissed.
That will work. Okay. The people look at you. Some of them are like, we kind of don't. We don't care as much. They're gonna kind of bind you up just a little bit, similar to what happened to Boris earlier. You're just gonna fall behind the pack a little bit as you guys burst out the door, and okay, as you guys.
I assume that was supposed to be a 33.
Maybe. I'm not giving away all my secrets. As you guys burst out the door, you hear, of course, the guards. As you guys were moving through the room, you heard the sound of halberds on that kind of the latch that's covering over the entrance. They're eventually going to get through, but that's probably slowed them down quite a bit. However, there's a big kerfuffle that's going out in the square here, as there are two groups of patrolling guards that are interrogating people, asking people where other people have been. They're about 60 feet away from you. Have they seen you?
Makoto, you know that thing you do that makes people not want to be mean to you? That might be helpful right now.
It appears they have not spotted you yet, and depending on your actions, they may not spot you. What would you like to do?
Are they in the direction that a gate would be?
That's a good question.
Or basically, which direction would a gate be?
Let's find out. The two groups that are interrogating the people are not in the way of the gate, from your recollection. You may have a free path out of this place.
Let's head towards a gate then, I think.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys start to move towards the gate, the two groups back there don't immediately see you. However, the other group runs out of the shop, starts screaming. People pandemonium. They are pointing over at your guys' direction. They're a good 40 foot back. The other groups are about 60-ish. In the next round, they're all going to be rushing your way.
So
in terms of numbers, yeah, I figured that was going to be your next question. The people chasing you has went from about 4 to 8 to 12. 12 armed guards. Now, populace here, 50, 60 people in the square-ish. You guys still moving towards the gate, correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and make a distraction.
Okay.
Oh, I have a distraction.
Oh.
If we want one.
Yeah, you guys can talk while you're running.
I'm going to offer. I'm going to chuck a bunch, some gold coins, and just dump a load of ball bearings.
Mine might be better. I cast the I use the Long Death Monk feature, Hour of Reaping, on the crowd.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
DC 15 Wisdom save versus fear.
Oh dear God.
Wow.
And I'm just causing a panic to try to clear the path for us and like block the guard's path.
By doing this and causing a panic in the street, could very much end up in bodily harm. I typically don't do this, but if you can just whisper me your alignment.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh, I'm fine with just telling everybody. I am lawful neutral.
Lawful neutral. I'll allow it. All right, so we're just gonna do a couple blanket rolls here for them. They're piss ants.
If only I was my boss. Bend your luck. Or
Every group failed. So that's a good 70-80% of the populace. What do you do when you do the Hour of Reaping? Do you say anything? You just rip ass or?
Oh no!
You rip ass and goes, "Who made popcorn?"
I just extend. I focus for a moment and kind of just like force myself to project an image behind me of just like a very frightful visage that appears over my head, and then just bolt for the gate.
And that is my cue.
Your gambit works. Most of the people just start panicking in the streets. If you guys ever come back to Ili Treemerim, they will probably kill you guys on sight. But very good. No problem. This is your guys' world, right? So you cause this mass pandemonium, people clamoring into one another, causing the guards to really tarry behind. But I also heard somebody else had an idea, and I think it was Makoto.
Are we out?
Not yet. You guys are approaching the gates.
Yeah, this is my cue. This is my cue to use this.
Oh, fly.
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab Shizuka and we're take off.
Okay, you guys take off. There's pretty much nobody that can stop you at this point. You two. So you're left with the others. Do you others have means of escape?
One has a broom and Boris can fly.
You are all the only person who is not capable of flying right now is being carried by someone who can.
Okay. So you guys are going to take flight. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
And as she's
I think
being
so.
picked up, Shizuka is like, what?
No, hi.
I'd like to stay towards the back of the group and just be prepared to just knock away any projectiles that are shot our way.
Yeah, no problem. So they are going to try to set up a volley. Is there an amount of arrows that you can block?
I get my reaction.
Reaction for okay. And I'm just gonna roll some blanket rolls here. I'm just really looking for crits. You guys very much had the upper hand with causing that commotion at the end. Really threw off the archers. As you guys take flight, arrows launching at you, Hal doing his best to just kind of repel the few that get close away. As you're flying over the gates, sitting at the front of the gates, you can see, or not, the front of the gate on the outside, you see Torm. He's got a few mounts and a carriage. As he sees you guys fly away, he's like, you can see in his face like, you're leaving me? As you guys fly off. I assume we know the destination of where you're going. Back to the church or temple where the chessboard is.
Yeah. Does someone want to grab Tord?
I mean, he's an
we'd be
NPC.
like,
He is
hey, Tord,
NPC.
how's it going? Let's start running.
He is NPC at this point, so it's up to you.
We might as well grab him. It wouldn't hurt.
I don't want shit to fall on him for this.
You don't know if it's pinned on him though. He could. He's a smooth talker, so he could probably talk his way out of this. If you
I'm
want to
also a
leave him.
smooth talker, but we still got in this situation.
But you're not Drow. He is.
That's a good point.
You don't know the city. He does. You don't swindle people for a living. He does. I'm just.
Are you sure about that?
Well, fair enough. I'm just saying from a game perspective, from a player character's perspective, you don't know him. He helped you a little bit, but he probably helped himself. It's a game. He's an NPC. If he ever comes back, he'll have his character here. But the Underdark, the city is his home. He's the best suited there. And from a mechanical standpoint, he's an NPC. He's not going to do much for you.
Thanks for the help. We'll catch up later. Bye.
So yeah.
You owe me.
Yeah, I do.
You guys make it back
Yeah, sure. We'll catch you when
to
we
the
get
church. The doors that were once open have been closed.
Did we know him?
It's kind of
Kinda.
eerily silent outside. You can barely hear any commotion coming from the city. Not much in the way of animal life. Plants don't really talk, so they're mostly quiet. You get to the main entryway. You see something that either wasn't there before, or maybe it was and you guys were in such a hurry, or the doors were ajar the last time. But when closed, you see the symbol of Lolth, carved into the middle of both doors. Essentially, when they're closed, it completes the picture. I assume someone is going to open the door. They grab hold, pull it open, and a gentle breeze starts to blow kind of through you all, enough to, without activating it, turn on the cloak of billowing. But it's a cold air.
I'm surprised you remembered I had that.
You have returned. I see. She is back with us, yes.
She is indeed. Many thanks.
Very good. Much work left to be done. You may pass. I will keep the predators off your back for the time being. Remember the bargain. What must be done? You see in the center of the chessboard a large purple orb appear. The mist starts to swirl around and gravity starts to take place. Those who were not moving towards the sphere are slowly pulled into it. It fades to black. When you come to back in the same temple that you had taken previously, all is quiet, save for the sound of a Durgar. I don't know. I tracked him to here. If you want to find him, that's up to you.
Oh yeah, so that's gonna be fun.
Bastard sold us out.
I mean,